Today we're going up to Buchanan Lookout. While the old killer is warming up, I'll just show you around my campsite real quick. This is it. There's the killer. Tent. This tarp. Hammock there for relaxing. And that's it. Before I show you the Buchanan Lookout Road, which is a road up to a decommissioned fire lookout just outside of Kaslo, let me show you this little golf cart track that takes me in and out of my campsite. It's pretty cool. Let's hit it. Previous videos, I've always referred to this as my favorite campground in BC. And then some of you have said, what is your favorite campground in BC? But sometimes you can love a place to death. And I don't want that to happen, and neither do the campground owners. But I checked, and Mary said it was okay. And this campground is Toad Rock in Balfour, BC. Real quick, I'll just say that I am the author of several motorcycle travel books. The first one, Motorcycle Therapy, it's short, it's funny. The second book is called Through Dust and Darkness. I'm also the editor and contributor of two motorcycle travel anthologies, Motorcycle Messengers and Motorcycle Messengers 2. Ask for them by name at your local independent bookstore. Enough of that. When next I see you, or you see me, we'll be heading up Buchanan Lookout Road. Well, as promised... Oh, look at these yahoos. Just giving her. This is such a fun road for motorcycles. I'll show you that another day. This is the turnoff for Buchanan Lookout coming up. So to get here from Toad Rock, you basically ride along the highway past Ainsworth Hot Springs, then you drive through Kaslo, and the turnoff is between Kaslo and New Denver. This road here, like I say, is really, really fun on a motorcycle, but it also can be quite deadly and dangerous if you get it wrong, or if somebody else gets it wrong. Oop, I almost blew right past the... Ugh, I was ripping. Anyway, this is Buchanan Lookout. Tyson, my friend from Toad Rock, found out that road was a very difficult and deadly, potentially deadly road years ago when he had a mishap and had a bad off on that road. Fortunately, he was riding by himself because he's often two up, but thankfully he's okay. He lost an eye though. I think there was like some strange thing that happened with a construction site that maybe wasn't properly signed or something like that. I forget the details. Anyway, it was a bad accident, and we're happy to have Tyson still with us. Pick up the pace a little bit here, but I don't want to rip too much. The last time I was up this road, I had a friend of mine on the back. Lady friend. She was visiting and wanted to see some sights around here, so she hopped on the back and I took her up this road. I was fully loaded with all of my luggage. Well, I didn't have the tent and stuff, but I had my side bags on and a female passenger. So I was riding quite slow, and it's still doable, but you'll see there are some sections of this road that are a little tricky. And someone was asking me today if they could take their motorcycle up here. They were riding two up with a Victory, and can we take our bike up to Buchanan Lookout? And I never really know how to answer that question, because yes, you can take a victory up to Buchanan Lookout, but most people would not want to. There is an exception, and I won't use his full name just in case he doesn't want me to be talking about him, but my friend Don, who's often at Toad Rock, he walks with a cane. He's actually had a broken back in his life, and he's been in a bad motorcycle accident as well. So he's not incredibly mobile, and he rides a big Goldwing motorcycle. And Don has been up to Buchanan Lookout, I think 3 times, he was saying, with his Goldwing. And so the temptation is to go, oh, if an older guy who walks with a cane and legitimately has a handicap parking pass for his motorcycle because he doesn't walk very well, if he can ride a Goldwing up to Buchanan Lookout, then certainly anybody can. But that is wrong. Don on his Goldwing is like, he's like an eagle in flight. He is graceful as all get out, and the master of his domain. So when he's on the back of that motorcycle, he takes it places that most people on a Goldwing would not go. So yeah, these folks who are asking with their victory, can I take my bike up there? Like, well, I've never seen you ride. My instinct is to say, no, you can't. But I'm always irritated when people say that I can't do something when they don't really know what I'm capable of, so... But then I described to them, well, there's a lot of potholes and gravel and switchbacks and it's kind of loose. And then they went, oh. Yeah, that doesn't sound like I want to take my victory up there. But you can take just about... Sometimes it's easier to go fast than slow. You can take just about any bike anywhere. Just a matter of determination. And luck. And maybe a little bit of talent. This road is actually just built for the KLR. Like, it's awesome. Like I say, last time I was doing this road, I did it 2 up. Less awesome. And it went a lot slower. I also don't want to meet somebody just ripping down here on like a KTM something and take my head off. So I'm going to ride within my means. I'll show you the curve when I get to it, but last time, like I say, when I was riding 2 up with my friend on the back, I was being very careful to use my engine as a brake on the way down, but still I was braking so much that I actually experienced some brake fade on the rear wheel. And I experienced it just on a steep, very sharp downhill switchback, and I lost my back brake. I'll keep telling you the story after I get past this Jeep, if I do. Sometimes... see if they pull over for me. Thank you, Mr. Jeep. So on this really steep switchbacking corner, I couldn't use my back brake anymore, and it was so downhill that I did need to slow down, and my engine brake wasn't doing it, right? It can only do so much. So I was forced to use my front brake on that loose downhill steep corner, and the KLR, as most of you know, do not have ABS brakes. So, oh, this is the corner right here, the one that I'm talking about. So it's steep. Probably doesn't show that steep on the camera, but And it's not crazy steep, it's just, you know, it's enough that you want to slow down for it. So I had to use my my front brake on a steep downhill loose corner. And you can imagine how that went. I didn't drop the bike. I managed to be my own ABS by kind of pumping my front brake. But it was sketch balls. I experienced that really bad brake fade once before. Whew, just bottomed out there. I experienced really bad brake fade once before in Peru. Elle and I were riding the Cordillera Blanca, and sorry, I had to concentrate for that little bit. Some ruts and some rocks. Yeah, we were in the Cordillera Blanca, and just gorgeous switchback after switchback after switchback. And we're riding up and up into the mountains, and it's called the Cordillera Blanca because blank is white. And there's all these snow-capped mountain peaks up there and glaciers and things. And the switchbacks just don't stop. Well, that's all well and good when you're going uphill. On the way down, also the switchbacks don't stop. And yes, I was riding enthusiastically. Because my bike is not nearly as fast as Elle's bike. But if I push and I, brake late in the corners and accelerate a little bit earlier than maybe I should, I can kind of keep up to her. But on the downhill, I was working my brakes pretty hard, and all of a sudden I had no back brake. And I thought that I had, that's the first time I've ever experienced it actually, on a KLR. I actually thought I had lost hydraulics, but nope, once they cooled down, they were fine. I'm sure there's a mechanic out there who is now yelling at his computer, or whatever you're watching this on, saying, "You just have to slack it off, and then all of a sudden, you got brakes again," but I don't know. It just seemed to come back when it cooled down. This is what riding a KLR feels like with no luggage on it. It's pretty awesome. Well, okay, awesome is maybe not the right word, but it feels a lot better than riding with a bunch of luggage. There's another. Brian Bailey, if he were here, he'd be drifting this corner, but I'm gonna just stay slow and in control. Anyway, riding a KLR is not, whoa. I was just gonna say it's not an adrenaline sport, and then I got slightly offline, and suddenly it was an adrenaline sport for a moment there. I don't need to go this fast, and so what I'm actually gonna do is not go that fast anymore. I mean, actually, screw it. I'm going that fast. Am I going to edit that out to make you all believe that I never miss a gear? Or am I going to keep that in to let you know that, hey, we're all human. Sometimes on a bumpy road, you hit a false neutral. I guess only I will know. Unless you also now know. Woo! Tractor mode. I could have kept the engine revved and feathered the clutch there, but KLR is a little tractor. I love it. Oh, okay, whoops, I blew the corner. Yep, I got a little ahead of myself there. I've only been up here once before. I wonder where that road goes. Maybe that should be tomorrow's vlog. Buchanan Lookout. Now I'll drive like a civilized human being. Yeah, so here's the part where if you got your victory up here, I mean, and I'm sure you could. I'm not saying victories can't go up this road, but if you did get it up to here, with a belt drive, I would be a little bit nervous about getting a stone in there. Last time I was up here, this was all full of water, so it's actually gotten slightly easier. Today I was thinking that this might be my last moto vlog. The reason that I was thinking that is because I kind of stress about them. You know, like rather than just throwing my helmet on and going, I think, oh, I've got to roll camera A, roll camera B, sync that audio. Oh, that's right, I've got to figure out the best place to put the microphone now and what's a good shot. And I could just be riding my motorcycle. And then I started thinking, well, if I'm stressing out about making these things, and I'm not getting paid to make them, why make them? I'm not doing anything on these motovlogs that's incredibly exciting. You know, it's not like an Ed March motovlog. He doesn't really do motovlogs. He does proper storytelling and filmmaking. Well, here's a fork in the road. I remember this. Don't go up that one. It is not for me. And look at this. I think we're topping out here. Oh, false summit. This weather is perfect. I've got my vents open on my jacket, even though it is cool. Oh, look at that. I'll have to probably stop and do a better image of that with my my phone. Look at that valley. But yeah, you can see there's some rain activity right there. That's threatening rain. It is cool. But I think it's a perfect day for it. Oh, and look at this. We are right at... Nope. I'll get out of this guy's way. See, that's the kind of vehicle that comes up here. So this is an old decommissioned fire lookout, and there is a hike that you can do, which leads you to another viewpoint, but I did that last time. I don't feel like hiking today. I do, I think, have the whole place to myself right now, until that Jeep arrives. Anyway, so I'm not sure how many more of these moto vlogs I'm going to do, because they're... I mean, I could either just do them and just really half-ass it, or I could stress a little bit about them and try to make something good. Or the worst case scenario is I do halfway in between those two things. I sort of half-ass it and stress about it. So I don't know what the answer is. I'll take you to the lip here. That is the Buchanan Lookout, and I'll show you what that's all about later. My friend and I, the last time we were here, were wondering what this was, and I think I just figured it out. So, that's the lake. Oh, yeah, that's the lake. And there's Kaslo. And just down that way, that's Toad Rock Motorcycle Campground. Looks like I might stay dry if I'm a little bit lucky. Anyway, we were wondering what the heck this is. It's a platform with another wooden ramp that goes into that tree, and then beyond that is just a cliff. But then I thought about it, and somebody out there might know, correct me if I'm wrong, this is probably a launch pad for paragliders or hang gliders, right? So if that tree is cut back, you'd have to cut that tree back, of course. And then if the wind is just right, and then you stand up there with your wing, and you take a few steps down, I think you're flying. Any thoughts on that, YouTube? Anyway, I'll get my other camera out, I'll stop talking, I'll show you some stuff. I'll just show you the view from the tower real quick. Here we are. That's the road we came up on. There's my little KLR 650. That is, I think, the launch pad for hang gliding. It's beautiful up here. Inside is not probably great for video. It's just a kind of a setup. There's a bunk. There's a little thing for pinpointing fires. It's kind of like a museum, except you got to look at it from the outside. Buchanan Lookout.